When you hate the woman who looks like your mother, you've become the colonizer.
Here's why I don't date black women. Listen to me when I'm talking to you lot. I'm listening. Because you lot don't like to listen. I don't date black women because you don't like to get put in your place.
Which place?
Your place. And when you get put in your place, you think you got taught like a man.
That's why they
You're not a man.
you then.
You're not men.
That's why they
What
were
you? Oh, where's your hair? Where's your hair? Where's your hair? Where's your hair? I'm triggered. I said I was triggered. Did I not say I was triggered? Take off the eyelash. Take off the eyelash.
You're
Take off your makeup.
You're projecting.
And I'll bring my natural hair into the woman in here now.
And then
she looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On your applause.
Right now, across the diaspora, from Atlanta to London to Lagos to Toronto, black men are building platforms, podcasts, and profit off tearing down black women. They are calling it keeping it real. I'm calling it what it is: internalized colonialism. The slave master's greatest trick wasn't just the whip. It was getting us to pick it up ourselves. And brothers, we are swinging it at our queens every single day. But here's what they don't want you to know. Every time you degrade a black woman publicly, you're not just hurting her. You're giving the world permission to destroy us all. And the system, it's just laughing at us. So if you're ready to break the cycle, drop a comment right now. I see it. So guys, let's talk about this. Let's talk about it. I'll be back.
There's no reality a short, toothless, ginger black leprechaun should be able to come online and berate, embarrass, and talk down to black women, and all those black men behind him were laughing like it was funny. This isn't entertainment. This is detrimental. As a black person, we know what racism looks like. As a black man, I'll never know what racism coupled with sexism looks like in terms of misogynoir. And being a black woman, you are treated the worst of the worst in almost every society in the world dislikes black people. But what's worse is black women are treated the worst by their own black men. It's not a secret that the black community suffers from internalized colorism, internalized racism, internalized misogyny that was instilled upon us in all the systems that we grew up in. But berating a group of black women on TV for clicks and views, and then every other black man behind this man is laughing, just speaks volumes into how misogyny and colorism is embedded in our cultures, no matter what cultures we're from, due to the impact of colonialism and slavery and what that does to our minds. To weaponize a black woman's hair against her is to be ignorant to the fact that black women's hair were weaponized against them by the colonial slave masters all of their life. Their experience was different than a black man, because black women getting sexually assaulted by white men, and then having white women be jealous of them and have them cover their hair. And then when their hair was covered and then it became stylish, they would make them cut their hair. They would make them take off their braids. They would make them look as rough as possible and not groom themselves, because they didn't want them to garner the attention of their husband and or be more dramatic than them. You know, everything we do culturally is very beautiful, very detailed, very, very distinguishable, and they didn't want that. So for generations, women have been dealing with the oppressors oppressing their self-identity, oppressing their self-worth, and oppressing their appearance because of these factors. So for you, a ginger, toothless black man, to say, where is your hair? Take off your makeup, when you look like you are ashy and eat carrots for a living, all you're doing is feeding into the colonial master's plan that's working on all of us. On all of us. And you know, I see that black women actually still love black men. They adore black men. They have black sons, black fathers, black uncles. But for the life of me, when I see shit like this, it shocks me that they even care about black men anymore, or that they even want to fuck with black men anymore, especially when black men think this is okay. And I know this was in the UK, but this is a problem that extends throughout the entire diaspora. It's a problem in America. It's a problem in the Caribbean. It's a problem everywhere that there are black women and black women. There's a problem with this. And I just implore you, man, to before you talk about how you can't subjugate a woman, why do you think that you need to put a woman in her place? Ask yourself if you can walk an inch in the mile that black women exist in, and being treated the lowest of the lowest in the social hierarchy, in the racial hierarchy, and the sex hierarchy, and then still have to walk around with a smile. But if they don't, because they're treated like shit, they get called angry, aggressive, just an angry black woman trope. But if a Latina does it, it's a spicy Latina. I want a spicy Latina. If a white woman does it, oh, that's just a crazy Karen. If anybody does it besides black women, it's considered culturally acceptable or something exotic. Ask yourself why this internalized hatred of ourselves, because that's really what it is. It's because there's no way you can have a black mother, black aunties, and a black grandmother who helped raise you, but then you scream loudly about why you don't date black women because you can't stand black women. There's a lot to unpack with that, but the internalized colonialism that we deal with in our brains every day, we have to unpack generation by generation. And it gets better with each generation, but it's unfortunate that this clip is being used because there's no reason for that man to be so angry. What are you so angry about?
Always something to be said about black women.
Her passion and her voice and all that stuff ain't gonna matter. It ain't gonna matter. You know why? Because black men don't care about seeing a black woman suffer. Black men don't care about women getting degraded all the line. They like doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I be saying we don't need white supremacy no more. The black man oppresses the black woman. So even though she's screaming and even though she's mad and even though she's showing her frustration, men don't care. And guess what? This will continue to be a thing because black men love punishing black women for absolutely no reason. They have become the ones with the whip. They are the slave master. They have no love, no respect for black children, nor black women, bro. And they get on these goddamn microphones or their phones, the regular goddamn phones, you know what I'm saying? Start a whole podcast, start a whole YouTube, start a whole page dedicated to tearing a woman down. But you never see them lift the woman up. But then they have the audacity to say, we love our women, but ain't no buts, bro. So even though this woman is crying and she pleading, and you can hear the frustration in her voice. Because it's right, she telling the truth, bro. Black women be minding they own goddamn black woman business, and here come a dude saying something stupid about them. And everything she said in the videos is facts. Dudes be talking about they want black women to rock their natural hair, but then make fun of them when they rock their natural hair. Y'all dudes don't love and respect black women, bro. So she absolutely right. When are black men going to shut the fuck up about black women? Keep your mouth shut.
I think it's perfectly fine to have a preference. I think in this day and age, you can like the woman that you like and it's absolutely fine. It doesn't matter if she's black, white, Asian, Chinese. It does not matter. You can have a preference, all right? And I have no problems with that. I don't think anyone should have a problem. If somebody likes, if a guy wants to date a black woman, that's fine. If a guy wants to date a white woman, that's fine. Whatever his preference is his preference. But there is one thing I will not stand. I'm going to try and articulate myself in a way which doesn't come across disrespectful, because I feel like what this guy has said is incredibly disrespectful, right? And I'm vexed because I'm insulted because I have beautiful black women in my family, my mother, my aunts, my sister, my cousins. I find it, and it's not just the fact that they're black, but disrespecting the fact that they wear hair extensions, wigs, eyelashes. Listen, when my wife puts on extensions and eyelashes, I cannot get enough. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about my marriage, but I cannot get enough of her. But to degrade black women to prove your point, you've lost your point, my friend. The fact that you cannot degrade a black, and furthermore, when you look at society today, the beauty of women in 2025, you see the long hair, you see the eyelashes, the big bum, the waist. Where has all that derived from? Where has all that derived from? Because back in the 1930s, you had the black woman with the big bum being incredibly disrespectful. We fast forward now almost 100 years, or 95 to be exact, if my maths is right? This is now beauty. You've got white women, Indian women, Chinese, all of them having big bums. They want big lips. Where's that derived from? Black women. All the things that you don't like and that you're using as a disrespect. You prefer to have Asian women, or I'm assuming that your partner is an Asian woman, but there are Asian women, or Indian women to be exact, what I'm saying, Indian in the UK, you have Indian women who put on these things, but you do not disrespect black women to prove a point. Let me just make it very clear. Black women are beautiful. You can have extensions on, extensions off, eyelashes on, eyelashes off. Black women come in all shapes and sizes, in all different shades of color. It does not matter. Black women are beautiful. But for this guy to be honest with you, some people just cannot have a debate. In his defense, he was saying how they accused him of hating his mum because he doesn't like black women with a certain attitude, which I can agree. I've listened to it maybe 2 or 3 times, but I got to double check again. I don't think no one did actually say anything about his mother, but he did say, I don't like black women with an attitude because they don't like to be put in their place. Nobody likes being put in their place. Nobody likes to be checked. No one does, but it depends on your delivery. My wife checks me when I'm acting a fool. She checks me and puts, all right, babe, I'm sorry. I do the same for her, but it all depends if it's said in love and the delivery of it. I've got friends, male and female, we check each other all the time. But it depends on how you say it. If you're acting right, acting out of character, of course you're going to get checked. But to say only black women don't like to be checked is an absolute disrespect. And I don't care if you're a black man. If you're a black man disrespecting black women, that's racism. I'm sorry, but I don't care. But I'm so happy to see on social media that black women are speaking up now. And it's not only that they've only just started because they have been for ages. But I feel like now they are truly being heard. And I'm just saying what I'm saying for to do my bit as a black man who loves black women, and I've been raised by black women, that this guy is completely, and he's lost his argument completely now for the way, and I'm glad you walked off the show, because you would have made yourself look like a bigger idiot, my friend, and I'm being very, very real. But for me, this guy completely, I don't know if anybody is on his side, but this guy's completely lost my respect. He's completely lost the argument. And as far as I'm concerned, unless you come out with a sincere, heartfelt apology for what you said, I'm skipping past everything that you're in.
Where's your hair? Where's your hair?
You niggas is embarrassing. First off, you come from the womb of a black woman, and she comes from the womb of another black woman. How would you feel if the women that you came from was talked to in the manner that you speak to black women? Second, bro, nobody cares about your so-called preference and why you like to date outside your race. The problem is not that black women can't be put in their place. You just not the type of man that they willing to let do it. You are not capable of leading a black woman. Look at how you handling them. And what's worse is it was multiple black men on that panel that sat back and let this man insult this woman further in that clip, and they just let it happen and didn't say nothing. You niggas is embarrassing. I totally understand why sometimes our women do not feel protected by us, because you got lame ass so-called black men that get on these panels, talk down on our women, and don't nobody say nothing. Matter of fact, they join in on it. So I say this sincerely: if you ain't got nothing respectful to say about our black women, keep it to yourself and shut the
What's cool, family? This is Rick here, and let me ask you something real quick. When's the last time you saw a white man build an entire podcast empire of calling white women fat, ugly, and unworthy? When's the last time you saw an Asian man go viral for saying Asian women need to know their place? And wait, tell me. If you have seen, tell me in the comments. You won't find it, because that level of public weaponized hatred toward the women of your own community, I've not seen. That's a black thing. And before you click off, before you call me a simp or see I'm capping, understand this. I'm not talking about I'm not here defending women because they're perfect. It's about recognizing that we've been programmed to destroy ourselves, and we're doing it on camera for clicks, guys. It's not worth it. If that makes you uncomfortable today, I want you to stay with me. Listen to this video. Allow me to paint you a picture. There is a clip going around, maybe you've seen it. A black man surrounded by other black men aggressively berating black women, talking about their hair, their weight, their attitude, saying they need to be put in their place. And what happens? The men around him, they laugh, they cosign, they nod, they agree. And black women across the diaspora watched that clip and felt something break. Now, I have seen the reactions. Black men, good brothers, came out furious, defending their mothers, their sisters, their daughters, calling out the disrespect. But here's the thing: for every brother who stood up, there were 10 more who stayed silent, or worse, joined in. And that silence, that complicity, that's the real virus you're going to talk about today, because this is not new. This is centuries old programming dressed up in a podcast mic and a ring light. I want us to go deeper into this thing. Let us talk about the colonialism that has been internalized in us. You know, the slave master, he didn't just beat our ancestors, he broke them. He told black women they were ugly, told them their hair was dirty, their skin too dark, their bodies too strong. He weaponized their beauty against them. And when he couldn't break them alone, he got black men to do it for him. Fast forward is 2025, you've got brothers on YouTube talking about how black women are too aggressive, too independent, too much. You've got a whole channels dedicated to what they never date a black woman, you know. That's not an original thought. It's part of the king's script who used it for 400 years, reading it word for word. You're just giving the world permission to hate us. Yes, that's it. And this is where people don't want to realize. When you publicly degrade black women, you're not just insulting them. You are teaching everyone else how to treat your black women. You're saying, yeah, it's an open season. You can whip our women. You can beat them. I've seen white men in comment section repeating the same, talking about black men use. Why? Because you showed them it was okay. You became the mouthpiece for anti-blackness, and they just get pressed. They press record. You know, when you look at it deeper, the system is doing, because you think it's a coincidence that the loudest voices against black women are also the ones making the most money. The algorithm loves the division. The media needs us separated, because a united black man and a black woman, that's a strength. That's power, that's revolution. So when you see a brother tearing down a sister for views, understand he's not a disruptor, he's a tool. And the system is using him to make sure we never unite, we never become a thing. Let me make this personal. I grew up watching my mother work 3 jobs. I watched my aunties raise kids alone. I watched black women hold down families, communities, and entire movements, while being told they were too loud, too much, not enough. And you know what I never saw? I never saw them quit. They kept on doing their thing. But I did see them cry. I saw them internalize the hate. I saw them straighten their hair, lighten their skin, shrink themselves just to be palatable to men who looked like their brothers but spoke like their oppressors. And that broke me, because I realized every time a black man says he doesn't date black women, he's telling his mother she's not good enough. Every time he calls a black woman ghetto or difficult, he's echoing the slave master who beat his grandmother for being too rebellious. You think that's harsh? Okay, good. It should be, okay. But here's the truth that some of you don't want to hear. You can't love yourself and hate black women. It's impossible, because she's you. She's from the same soil, survived the same trauma, carries the same scars. When you degrade her, you degrade yourself, brother. And here's the part that hurts me the most. The world is watching. They see black men leading the charge against black women, and they think if he hates his own, why should we respect him? You think you're being a boss by criticizing black women. No, you're being a puppet. You're just a puppet. And the saddest part, you're doing it for free. Well, no correction. You're just doing it for a couple of thousand views, a few super chats, and the approval of people who will never see you as an equal. That's not power, my brother. That's pathetic. So what do? We need to call out this every day. Every time. No more laughing along. No more he's just joking. No more silence. Number 2, we got to uplift. Say something beautiful about a black woman today. Your mother, your sister, maybe a stranger. It doesn't matter. Counteract the poison. Number 3, we need to recognize the programming. Every time you feel that urge to tear down a black woman, ask yourself, where did this thought come from? Who benefits from me believing this? Because I promise you something. It did come from love. It came from the same place that told your ancestors they were less than humans. And finally, we need to unite, because the moment black men and black women lock arms and move as one, it is over. The system collapses, the narrative shifts, the future changes, but it starts with us. It starts with you. Guys, this is Tariq. I see you, I stand with you, and I'm not letting this slide. If this resonated with you, share it with a brother who needs to hear it. Drop a comment down below. Let us build this thing. And to every black woman watching this, you are unmatched, sister. You are the culture. You are everything. And just know that Tariq loves you. Don't ever let anyone tell you different. Please, you deserve everything good. You deserve everything better. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you in my next video. Peace out.